John Wick is not doing a very good job of staying dead. That sentence, published by USA Today immediately after the CinemaCon 2025 announcement, is the most perfect summary of where the Baba Yaga stands in 2026. A man who was shot, who fell down a very long flight of stairs, who was pronounced dead at the bottom of those stairs by the people who watched him fall, and who is currently sitting in a development meeting at Lionsgate with Chad Stahelski and Keanu Reeves, figuring out how to explain all of that in a new film. Welcome to John Wick Chapter 5. Let us start at the very beginning of this story, because the journey from John Wick Chapter 4's ending to a confirmed 5th chapter is one of the most fascinating development arcs in modern action cinema history. When Chapter 4 opened in March 2023 and earned $440 million worldwide, becoming the highest-grossing film in the franchise's history, Lionsgate immediately began asking the question that studios always ask when a film earns $440 million. When can we do this again? The answer from Keanu Reeves and Chad Stahelski was genuinely surprising. Not yet. Maybe never. Only if the story justifies it. The two men who built this franchise from a $20 million original into a $1 billion global phenomenon said publicly and repeatedly that they would not make a 5th chapter unless they found a story idea genuinely worth telling. That creative standard, after a film that seemed to definitively end with the protagonist's death, kept the project in a holding pattern for almost 2 years. And then the idea arrived. Keanu Reeves and Chad Stahelski cracked the code, finding a story approach that works around Chapter 4's climactic ending, a completely different approach from previous films. Lionsgate chairman Adam Fogelson confirmed the breakthrough. Reeves and Stahelski have an idea that they think can be really exciting for the 5th film. He described it as truly phenomenal and fresh. And if you understand anything about Stahelski's creative philosophy, the man who has spent 12 years saying he will never make a John Wick film that does not justify its own existence, phenomenal and fresh from him means something specific and something extraordinary. Now let us talk about what we actually know about the story direction, because the confirmed details are genuinely fascinating. Stahelski has confirmed that John Wick Chapter 5 takes a completely different approach from the previous films, meaning the mythology of the High Table, the Continental, the currency system, all of it may be reconsidered or abandoned. This is not a safe franchise continuation. This is a creative reset. Stahelski described his vision for this chapter as something that genuinely surprised even himself, a direction that neither he nor Reeves had considered during the production of Chapter 4, but that emerged in the years of reflection afterward. The franchise has also boosted Reeves' status as an enduring action icon and elevated supporting stars like Ian McShane and Lance Reddick, who tragically passed in 2023. And Lance Reddick's absence, Caine, the Continental's concierge, who was one of the franchise's most beloved recurring presences, is the emotional shadow that falls over every future John Wick project. Chapter 5 will be the first main series film made entirely without him. And how Stahelski and Reeves address that absence, whether through narrative acknowledgement or deliberate memorial, will be one of the most emotionally significant creative decisions in the film's development. Now let us talk about the expanding John Wick universe, because Chapter 5 is not arriving alone. It is the flagship of the most ambitious franchise expansion Lionsgate has ever attempted. The Caine spinoff starring Donnie Yen, the blind assassin whose relationship with John Wick was one of Chapter 4's most compelling additions, began filming in late April 2026. Donnie Yen both stars and directs, combining his extraordinary martial arts pedigree with his storytelling instincts in a project that gives the Wick universe its second genuine franchise anchor. An animated John Wick prequel is in development, exploring the mythology of the world before John Wick himself existed, the Continental's history, the High Table's origins, the events that created a world where pencils are weapons and coins buy assassinations. And Ballerina, starring Ana de Armas, brought the Wick universe's first female-led chapter to screens in June 2025. The timeline for Chapter 5 itself is the most important unanswered question. Lionsgate plans to prioritize the Caine spin-off and animated prequel first, suggesting a 2027 or 2028 window for the main sequel. Pre-production is expected to ramp up soon, with filming potentially beginning in late 2026. The creative logic is sound. Let the universe breathe. Let the Caine spin-off establish new corners of the mythology. Let the animated prequel build the world's historical depth. And then bring John Wick himself back into a world that has changed in his absence. The original John Wick in 2014 cost $20 million and earned $86 million. Chapter 2 earned $174 million. Chapter 3 earned $328 million. Chapter 4 earned $440 million. The franchise has grown its box office in every single entry, never decreasing, never plateauing, building an audience that has never once decided it has had enough of a man in a suit and a very committed expression. $1 billion across 4 films. A story idea described as truly phenomenal and fresh. A director who has never once made a film he did not believe in. And a star whose commitment to this specific character has never for a single moment felt like anything other than completely genuine. The pencil is still in his hand, the suit is still bespoke, and the dogs of every future antagonist should be sleeping with one eye open. John Wick Chapter 5 is coming. The only question is how many people are going to be on the floor when it finishes.